Welcome to Fran Opps, powered by Business Alliance Incorporated. This is the podcast where entrepreneurs and business owners come to explore the world of franchising with clarity and confidence. Hosted by franchise consultant Jared Nassiff, we're here to help you discover the right franchise opportunities, avoid common pitfalls, and build a business you're proud of.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Fran Opps Live. I'm your host, Jared Nassiff, CEO here at Fran Opps, and this is the show where we connect you with high-performing franchise owners, CEOs, industry leaders, and franchisees. And so that way you can franchise your future with both confidence and clarity. That's our hope. Today's conversation it's a special one. We're sitting down with Doug Mayfield, a franchisee of the year with Dryer Vent Wizard. And really what makes Doug's story so incredible is that he earned that title shortly after just 1 year of business ownership. We're going to unpack how that happened. Now, Dryer Vent Wizard is one of these unassuming, quietly powerful businesses. Some would even say maybe unsexy, so to speak, right? But it's the kind that thrives no matter what's happening in the economy. It's a home-based franchise that helps homeowners prevent dryer fires. It lowers energy costs. It keeps homes safe. And so while it may not be one of the flashiest businesses out there, it's one of the most reliable, one of the highest demand service models in all of franchising. Literally over 80%, think about it this way, over 80% of US households, they own dryers. Right. And the need for what they do never, ever slows down. So Dryer Vent Wizard continues to lead the industry with the highest growth percentages. This business provides multiple revenue streams, and it's a scalable executive model designed for owners to grow into multi-van operations and to build their empires that way. Now, Doug's story, as you'll learn, is one of dedication, one of mindset, and really taking full advantage of a system that is built for your success as a franchisee. So we're going to talk about really what drew him to the brand, how he ramped up so quickly, what led to his success, and what lessons he's learned along the way that maybe you as an entrepreneur as well can apply to your own journey. So as we go through this, please write your comments, write your questions in the chat. We'll get those asked live here with Doug in person. But even if you're watching this later on, feel free to throw your questions in, throw your comments in. Excited to hear from you guys. But without further ado, let's jump in. This is Fran Opps Live. Doug Mayfield, welcome, my friend, to the greatest group in the metaverse, as we like to say. But welcome to Fran Opps Live. Thanks for being here with us.
Thanks for having me. My pleasure.
Yeah, I'm excited to get to know you a little bit more and share some of your story, because the little bit that I've been able to spend with you and learn is pretty incredible. And it's a good picture of, I think a lot of people will be able to relate to it, because there's a lot of people that are watching this now or even later on that are looking for what is that business where I will be able to find success, and what's it going to do for my life and my lifestyle and all these things. And it seems to be what Dryer Vent Wizard has done and been for you. And so I'm excited to unpack that. But let's start there, just with you, yourself, your story. Can you tell us a little bit about your background, your family, what life even looked like before becoming a franchisee?
Absolutely. Yeah. I graduated from Ball State in 1998. I met my wife there.
Yeah.
We've been married for, it'll be 24 years this May.
Awesome.
We've got 4 boys, twins that are almost 21.
You got twins?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yep. And a 19-year-old and then a 13-year-old.
So you started with twins.
Yeah.
And then thought, we want more.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love it.
But honestly, they were easy. They were in the NICU for 19 days, which was pretty rough.
Okay.
But they were preemies. They came home on a schedule and stayed on a schedule. So it worked out.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah. They always had each other. So
good. Yeah.
Yeah. We've been blessed with 4 boys. Everybody's been healthy.
Yeah.
Thankful for that. And then, like I said, my wife and I have been married 24 years. She joined me working in the business just probably 4 or 5 months ago.
Oh, nice. So this is pretty new for her then.
Correct. Yep.
So she's not the franchisee of the year. She just works for you. Okay. That's great.
Yeah. The boys, and we all kind of have a family joke. Mom's working for the boss now. Yeah.
That's right. That's funny.
So
that's good.
Yeah. So I started off, graduated with a criminal justice degree, and I minored in business.
Okay.
And then my plan was I was thinking FBI. And then Lids, the hat company,
Yeah.
So I was worked for them part-time trying to find law enforcement. They offered me management fairly quickly, and I went that route.
Yeah.
I was with them for almost 21 years.
Wow. So you had a degree in criminal justice and then worked for a hat company for 21 years.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah. So I figured that part of it would have been better for my family life. So I was like, yeah, I gave up on that. Just did that for 21 years.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So then my dad then started this franchise in 2009. He was 62 years old. I'm like, what are you doing?
Started at 62.
Yes.
Good for him. My goodness. Yeah.
So I'm thinking like dryer vents? What are we talking about?
Yeah, we're going to start a business.
And as you talked about, not very sexy. No,
yeah.
No.
Yeah. Most and what I call them like these blue collar businesses. Most of them are not, but it's often where a lot of the biggest rewards are. I often say it this way. A lot of these businesses are kind of what we would call maybe blue collar work, but with white collar money. It's really what they end up being.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, it's good.
So he'd been on me forever about taking over. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I was traveling across the country. My wife said I was a professional shopper because I was a buyer for the company. So I got to design hats and buy. So it was fun.
Oh, sure. That's awesome.
But then I was like, okay, my kids are getting older. My bills, I know, are going to increase. I've got to start thinking about my future and family instead of Doug just being happy and having fun.
Sure. Yeah.
The timing, I think, was right. Our Lids was acquired by a private equity firm.
Okay.
I survived the cut, but I saw the writing on the wall.
It was coming. So,
So either I was going to be let go eventually in time, or I was going to be like a dog, and it wasn't going to be an enjoyable, fun atmosphere.
Yeah.
So I talked to my dad, because I was like, hey, Dad, all right, let's talk a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
So 2019, early 2019, we came up with a contract. I know it's my dad, but I want a contract.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm leaving a salaried job where I know I've got set income.
Yeah, there's comfort there. There's security there. Absolutely. And you got kids. So
correct. Yeah. Yep. I went through all the numbers. I went to another franchisee over in Cincinnati. Okay. I got.
So you still went through the whole discovery process then.
Right.
Even though it was, you're helping your father exit and you were buying in, you still went through the process as if this was brand new in a way, right?
Correct. Okay. It didn't make sense to me because I'm kind of particular with numbers and stats and control and stuff. And I'm like, I just want to make sure that I'm not buying into something that these numbers might not be accurate.
Yeah.
So like you said, I went through the process, went over to Cincinnati, visited another franchisee over there just to talk about things, how he ran his business.
Yeah.
But I think I can do this. So we signed that deal. I joined my dad in May of 19 with the intentions, and in the contract, he's retiring January 1st of 2020.
Okay. So, and did that happen?
That happened.
Okay.
And
so January 1st, 2020, you take over as the sole owner. And then
I worked with him for 7 months because I joined him in May of 19.
That's a great transition, man. How blessed are you to have that experience? That's awesome. Yeah. And so then you took over, and then COVID hit like a month and a half later.
Let's start it off about January 4th. I had surgery for a detached retina. So I'm like, okay, this is a great start.
Yeah.
And then February, Neighborly acquired Dryer Vent Wizard.
Yeah.
And then COVID, I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I got myself into? So this might have been.
This wasn't a part of the contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Talk about changes and being able to roll with it. My goodness.
Yeah. Ended up being a great year though. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Okay. And so then you've been doing this now. So a little over 5 years, just by yourself then. Only 6 years ago. So incredible. Like, I guess 6 years now. Time's flying. My goodness.
Yeah, I'm into this. Yeah. It's hard to keep track of time.
Yeah. So then when you looked at this, did you happen to explore any other businesses too? Or just because this one was already there with your father owning it, was this the only one you really looked at?
It is. He had somebody else that was going to buy it. Things fell through. And then I'm like, all right, let's talk a little bit more serious. Let me dive into the numbers and everything. And I'm like, it makes sense.
Yeah. So is there anything then specific about the brand that you thought this is the right fit for for me? Like, for example, let's say, is there anything even specific outside of numbers? Let's say your dad wasn't doing this and this wasn't something you already had set up there. Exploring this from the beginning, looking at Dryer Vent Wizard, is there anything about it specifically that you thought this is the right fit for me?
I think the business model that they have, I'm in the executive model where not a guy in a van and taking care of everything. So
yeah.
I felt like that was a good fit for me and my skill set. I came from managing people. I understand that people are the most important thing for a business. You've got to take care of those people, and that you have that model with what Dryer Vent Wizard has. And they specialize in something. We get a lot of appointments because it's a specialty. People go, oh, you guys are the best. This is all you do. I like that aspect in it. Yeah. And then, like I said, when I went to Cincinnati, I saw where he started to where he was. Mm-hmm. He was significantly larger than where my dad was. I'm like, and I understood how he got there by digging in and talking with him. Okay, there's a lot of potential in this.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Good. So then a lot of people right now in our audience are in a similar spot too, right? They're maybe thinking about a change, maybe thinking about controlling their future, and they got family, maybe they got kids. And for you, when you went through the whole process, the whole decision-making process, did you have any fears or hesitations with making this kind of decision?
Yes. As we talked about, the money, just the set money. I wasn't making a lot of money where I was doing, but I was guaranteed money. And that was coming. And it was tough. We had 4 boys, and my wife and she was working part-time. So it was tough. And then the insurance. I'm like, okay, we're gonna lose insurance.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, we use Christian Healthcare Ministry, so we've got something.
Okay. Yeah.
But just like that in itself is like, whoa, how can we do this?
Yeah.
But looking back, I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah. Walk us through the first couple months as an owner. What were some of those early days really like for you?
I put in a lot of hours and tried to learn all the ins and outs. I spent a lot of time doing jobs with the technicians.
Yeah.
So I understood exactly what they were doing, what they were going through. I could empathize with them, not just somebody sitting in the office trying to tell people, you do this, you do that. I felt like that really built our team. And I think that's what helped us get to be franchise of the year after 1 year.
Yeah.
It's just, we have a strong team, and I had a lot of support from Dryer Vent Wizard. I'm asking a million questions. I'm like, oh gosh, it's Doug again. Just kidding. No, but really, they answered all the questions for me. They were available. And if I didn't get an answer that day, it was guaranteed I was getting it the next day.
Yeah.
So that was comforting knowing, okay, I'm on the right trajectory here.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me more about the support that you get from Dryer Vent Wizard. So beyond just they answer my questions when I call, which is a big deal. It really is. But do you have any other like practical or pragmatic things that they do or provide as far as the support goes for you as a franchisee?
I feel like they have a great system for us and to teach us how to do things the right way. There are some companies go out there, and I don't think that we're following the International Residential Mechanical Code, the residential codes. Like, we're following all those codes and implementing those for the safety of the homeowner or the business. So the fact that we keep up to date on those codes, we get those changes. We've got other franchises to bounce things off of. It's great where if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to try something new. Maybe you don't need to try that because somebody else did and it didn't work. So just being in a franchise like that, I think is very beneficial for that aspect alone.
Yeah.
And then just corporate, I feel like they've got a good system. They're always trying to improve things. So you don't have to rely on trying to do things yourself. If you're just a one-man shop, you don't have all this other support, it'd be tough.
Yeah, that's for sure. Have you seen since Neighborly took over Dryer Vent Wizard, has there been a lot of changes made to Dryer Vent Wizard then?
There has, and a lot of it has been, there's growing pains, but a lot of it has been, it's been good. We're getting more digital right now. We're becoming more AI, where those are the things that you got to be on that cutting edge. And I feel like Dryer Vent Wizard's a step ahead.
How is the Dryer Vent world using AI?
Chat GPT. It's crazy. People are going to chat. I was talking to a lady yesterday. She had the transition, so the piece of the pipe that goes from the dryer to the wall. She's like, my dryer shutting off after 3 minutes. So she told me she got on Chat GPT, and it said that it sounds like there's a restriction of the airflow. And she's right. So Yeah. So it's just like checking, and people like you put that in, and like sometimes Dryer Vent Wizard comes up. I know in Indianapolis, you put in, give me a good dryer vent cleaning company, Dryer Vent Wizard's popping up.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, wow, that's amazing. So now, either way, whether this is a new territory, new development, you're a brand new franchisee, you're a brand new business owner, or you're buying into a family business or buying out another business of a pre-existing established business, either way, right? There's going to be obstacles. There's going to be challenges. So for you, what's been one of your biggest challenges or learning curves along the way, and how do you overcome that?
So my big thing was marketing.
Okay.
I was one of those people that I don't know what I don't know. That sounds kind of like, what? Yeah, I didn't know marketing. And that's something that the Dryer Vent Wizard helped me learn. And then I did a lot more on top of that, just getting online, reading things, asking questions. I feel that some, I must say, of the older franchisees, they don't really want to learn because they're on the tail end. I'm only 50 years old. I'm in this for the long haul. So I want to continue to grow this. So I'm trying to ask all those questions to learn. So marketing was my big thing. Now I feel like I have a better understanding. I know what my dollars are doing and whether it's a good spend or not.
Yeah. Can you speak more into that too? Especially because marketing is the big one. Then there's other people I talk to also have big questions about staffing, and but marketing is always every person I've ever talked to ever about potentially owning a business.
Right.
Wants to know what marketing is going to look like with this franchisor, with this brand. And so can you speak more into practically what does Dryer Vent Wizard, what does Neighborly do, and what does that kind of look like? What do you do as the owner when it comes to marketing? Can you unpack that for us?
Yes. So the big thing for me is pay-per-click.
Okay.
So the Google, like where the ad pops up, and those ads cost those businesses money. You're aware. So it's the pay-per-click. You've got to be up there. And what I've learned is based off the zip codes that you're in, there's some zip codes you might not want to spend that money in because they're going to be lower end tickets because it's not the affluent homes. Really diving in at the granular level of some of these things has helped me with marketing. Neighborly, they provide us some assets for Facebook and Instagram and Google. They'll supply us some assets that we can use. So that's some of the things that they do. And then they do like the bigger picture. They'll do some email blasts for us as well. Yeah. But yeah, it's just like knowing your territory. Yeah. What home, like it's the affluent homes are where we are getting the higher tickets. Right. So just knowing exactly where those are and how to market to those people.
Yeah, and hang on, friends, watching this right now too, because I actually have a video the Dryer Vent Wizard Neighborly has put together. Even you'll be able to put your eyes on an example too that has been used for marketing as well. It kind of unpacks Dryer Vent Wizard a little bit too, so in a fun, animated way. But for you, what has been something that's been super rewarding? What's been one of the that you found most rewarding about being a franchise owner?
The big thing was obviously being franchisee of the year. That was just like when I got that phone call. I mean, like I'm a pretty emotional person. I started crying. I was like, oh my gosh. And to my wife, I was just never expected that. Yeah. Coming from the corporate world, unfortunately, you just don't get those pats on the back and you get the recognition. A lot of times when you're not at the C level, you're just grinding. Yep. So that's been my mindset is always, no matter what I do, I grind. I do the work, put in the work. And with this, you put that work in, you're going to get the rewards. So those rewards are going to come back to you. Yeah. They're not going to the corporation, the big corporations that's out there in the corporate world. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. And then just having their own franchise, you just have the freedom and flexibility to do. You need to run to the doctor at noon. Oh, you can do that. Not a big deal. You take the time off when you want the time off, when you know it's best for you. So just that freedom really that comes with it.
Yeah, if you have to have an emergency retina reattachment surgery in the middle of the day, you can do that.
Yep. Oh, don't have to worry about taking PTO and all that other fun stuff.
So, my goodness. It's so good. Yeah.
I coach one of my boys in basketball, and he's got a game tonight. We're leaving at 4:00. No big deal.
Oh, yeah. So good. Yeah. The lifestyle that owning your own business can provide too is just crazy. I think so many people are sitting on the other side of the fence where they're not in business ownership yet. They've explored it. They've looked at different options, but the biggest fence that they have yet to cross is the fear of stepping into that. And I always tell them, like, yeah, you're right. There's risk. There's going to be risk with any kind of investment. There's not a business out there that doesn't involve risk. It's going to be there, but that's usually on the other side of that fence is where the biggest rewards are. So there's comfort and security in your W-2 for as long as someone's willing to pay you, at least. You have a facade of security, but at least there's a regular, steady paycheck coming in right away, blah, blah, blah. But the biggest rewards, what ultimately you're dreaming about and envisioning providing for your life and your family, your kids, like usually is on the other side of, hey, step into where the risk is, because that's also where the biggest rewards are.
100%. Yeah, I wish I would have done it earlier, but the timing probably just wasn't right then. But I honestly wish I would have done it earlier.
Yeah. Wow. Do you have any one or two mindsets that have been really invaluable to you that you've learned along the way, whether professionally, personally, since becoming a business owner?
My big thing is, and I attribute that to the corporate world back in the day, is people. You've got to take care of people.
Yeah.
Before I wasn't making great money, but I had fun.
Yeah.
But with this, like I try to take care of my team.
Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah. And they take care of me.
Yeah.
So when I go on vacation, I don't have to worry about it because I know that they're going to do what's best because I take care of them. A couple of them have told about my old office manager, he's the best boss I've ever had. And but I try to treat people the way that I would want to be treated.
Yeah.
Just one of the things that my dad got to laugh about is like, he didn't give them paid time off. He didn't give them holidays. That's money out of my pocket. I'm like, my philosophy is like, no, you don't take care of them. They're not going to put money in your pocket.
Yeah.
So,
that's so true.
Yeah. So it's just, I mean, our management style or mindset different, but it's just it's the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta take care of people. So
if you want to see success, you got to have the ability to empathize. And I tell people all the time, like that you have to care about people in this kind, especially in this service-oriented business like Dryer Vent Wizard, because Dryer Vent Wizard, they can do a lot of stuff for you, but one of the things they can't do is teach you to care about people.
100%.
That's got to be part of who you are.
And I want my technicians to take care of the customers. You guys are the face of Dryer Vent Wizard of Central Indiana. You are. Yeah. So you've got to take care of them.
Yeah, that's so good. Hey, if someone's watching and wondering if they could do what you do right now, what would you say to them?
100%. If this isn't rocket science by any means, it's dryer vents. Yeah, you can do it. You put in the time, you put in the effort and pay attention to the details. Yeah, it can be done.
Yeah. Is there anything you would do differently? If you could go back and start over, do it all over again, anything you would do differently?
I probably wouldn't have, like marketing again. I wouldn't have I was dragging my feet a little bit on it.
Okay.
I would have dove in sooner to really understand it. And I think it would have benefited me a little bit sooner than that.
Yeah.
I was just like trusting people, but also I was running everything by myself for a few years. Yeah. And then I had a dip in sales. I'm like, okay, I got to make a change. Yeah. I hired an office manager, and then it's gone up 3 years in a row now.
Yeah.
Okay. Last year I was up 14%.
Wow, so, good for you, Doug.
Yeah, yeah. So it's been good, and this next year I hope to hit double digits again. So it's
absolutely.
And Dryer Vent Wizard as a whole last year, same store sales was up 25. So they're strong business.
And you're in the Midwest too. You're not even in one of these major NYC, Houston, Southern California, like some of these massive markets out there, Chicago. Like you're in the Midwest. I mean, Indy's not a small market, but it's nothing compared to some of these big ones too. So to see that continued growth year after year is incredible. And I think a huge testament to you and your effort, your work, and your ability to care about people. What's next for you, Doug? What's next for you? Are there goals on the horizon or either 2026 or even beyond?
Yeah, like I said, like at 26, I hope to gain another 10%, 12%.
Yeah.
And then I'm in this for the long haul. Yeah. My youngest, as I said, is 13. He retired, or he graduates college in 36 or something like that. I'll be 60 then. So the kids are going to say, is that your grandparents or your dad? Oh, it's my dad. But I mean, at that time, I think that's when I would like to retire.
Yeah.
So I just hopefully I can continue to build this business.
Yeah.
And
absolutely
keep money away for retirement and hopefully enjoy it.
Okay. Good. Yeah, good for you, man, that you're at a place in life where you can do that and provide for the family and even have those kinds of goals for the future too. So that's awesome. And I know a lot of people watching right now, a lot of their goals are their career related. What can they do to help build the company that the person they're working for, and or they're like, my goal this year is to go on vacation. But you're at a place where you're thinking on a much different level. And so it's exciting to see that.
But I was there at that mindset, like, hey, I hope I can afford to go on vacation before I took over to the franchise. But yeah.
Wow. I love that. Hey, if you're watching right now or you're watching later on, 6 months down the road, whatever, right now you want to learn more about Doug's story. You want to learn more about Dryer Vent Wizard. You want to see if even like your territory is available. All you got to do right now is type wizard in the chat, WIZARD, wizard in the chat. We'll reach out and get a conversation going. While they're doing that, Doug, I just want to say thank you once again for being a part of this, for sharing your time out of your schedule. I know you're the owner, you have the flexibility to do it, and I value that so much so that you'd be willing to spend a little bit of time here with this audience and this group and helping other people that are interested maybe explore what business ownership and franchising, specifically Dryer Vent Wizard, could look like for them. So thanks for doing that, my friend.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And as promised, everyone, I wanted to end with show you a little promo about Dryer Vent Wizard, some neighborhoods kind of put together as well. See it for yourself. But while you're watching that, type wizard in the chat and we'll get the conversation going. Until next time, we'll see y'all later, my friends. Bye.
Did you know there are over 15,500 dryer fires in the U.S. each year? Dryer fires cause approximately 34 deaths, 430 injuries, and over $209 million in property damage. The vast majority of dryer fires are caused by clogged dryer vents. Common causes for a clogged dryer vent are excess dryer lint, human and pet hair, and nests from birds or insects such as bees. Aside from the risk of fires, a clogged vent can lead to health issues from mold growth due to improper venting or allow poisonous carbon monoxide to build up in the house rather than be vented outside. Dryer Vent Wizard is here to help. A professional cleaning from Dryer Vent Wizard will fully remove lint and debris from your dryer vent, reducing the risks associated with clogs. As a result, you will see your laundry will dry faster, reducing the time it takes you to perform chores. Shorter drying times will also decrease your utility usage, saving you money each month. Plus, you will have less wear and tear on your clothes and dryer, so they both last longer. Visit our website, dryerventwizard.com, to learn more about dryer vent cleaning or to schedule service today.
It's true. Pets are family. Mike, welcome to Fran Opps Live, my friend, to the greatest group in the metaverse, as we like to say.
Thanks for having me, Jared. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Let's dive right in. I want to start here because the pet care industry has absolutely exploded, right? Over the past, I don't know, decade, 2 decades. Like you've been doing this Birthright has been around for 4 decades. So why do you think we're seeing such kind of unprecedented growth, and really what's fueling this continued boom?
Yeah, it's the nice thing about having been in the industry for so long is you see the trends throughout recessions and economic boom time as well. And there's always this consistency of a focus on pets. We spend money on our pets, we don't spend it on ourselves. It's that kind of reality. And so what's happened, I think, is 2 things. One of them is we had what we call the COVID effect in the pet industry. People all of a sudden they were remote, they were looking for companionship. There was a flood across the country, and they actually ran out of dogs and cats at the rescue facilities.
For real?
Yeah. It was amazing. They literally didn't have any in the facilities. Now, unfortunately, after COVID hit, people started going back to work, and quite a few came back. And so there was a little bit of a freeze that happened. But it never went back down to the previous level. It elevated itself at that.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
That was a real positive. And I think the other one is the shift in attitude towards companion animals. We used to think a dog's a dog. They're outside. They were just an afterthought. Now they literally are part of the family. And people they're adopting dogs and cats and not having kids. That's the reality.
Yeah, that makes sense. So these 2 things collide, and they create this need for a lot of different things that Earthwise Pet and Groom Bar kind of steps into. So tell us then, can you give us kind of the story behind the brand and really what makes Earthwise so different from other like pet retail or grooming concepts out there?
Yeah, so I grew up on the floors of stores. My mother was actually a professional groomer. My father actually owned a chain of restaurants. He was a restaurateur down in California. Awesome. And then ultimately, restaurants are tough sometimes. High labor, tough hours, long hours. And he's, I want to do something more simple. I want to do something that I can scale a little bit more. And so he teamed up with my mom. They purchased a grooming shop back in 1977 in California, and then the first retail store back in 78. And I never actually had the intent of going really into the industry. I loved it. I actually went to dental school, of all things.
Oh, really? Okay.
And while I was in dental school, my big thing was I always wanted to franchise. And I wanted to franchise dental offices. It's a very difficult thing to franchise dental offices when you have state regulations around who can be on the cap table for dental offices. So I actually started in a business on the side in the pet industry while I was in dental school. And then ultimately approached my father back in 2005 and said, hey, what do you think about building a prototype concept that we can franchise? And so we opened a prototype in 05, 06, 07, and started franchising back in 2008.
No kidding.
Okay. That was the beginning of it. The focus at that point was nutrition. We wanted to be the nutrition experts at Trader Joe's for pets, the thing back in the day. And it was amazing. It was great timing. We were way ahead of the curve in terms of the trend. We also realized that ultimately the future of the industry was going to be pet services. It was going to be a change of the stores to more of an experiential retail and then a service play. And so in 2000,
that's what I was going to ask, because it feels like with Amazon out there now and how quickly things can be shipped, like retail has shifted. It's changed, right? So is that kind of the secret for Earthwise Pet? Like how they have managed to continue to thrive and grow in this economy where retail's changed?
I think there's a couple of things. I think we have a pretty significant effort in our industry. There's a buffer that happens with the best foods in the market. So the best start in the independent channel. So they're very forward thinking. And then before they channel jump, meaning that they go into a Petco, PetSmart, or they go to a Chewy or an Amazon, before they do that, they're hyper focused on product quality. Their sourcing is really reliable. You can really count on these as being amazing products. And then once they channel jump, that tends to shift. And so we've teamed up with brands that some of them are 70. One of them is even a 100-plus-year-old brand that's jump channels. Refuses to sell through those channels because it would shift the way they had to do business. Okay. And so we carry these brands. So there's a little bit of a protected nature to our retail as well. But absolutely on top of that, it's private label. That's a big component to protection against the Amazon. And then also having a service component. So our blended margins from back in the day in 2005 when it was just retail till now when it's retail and services hasn't changed a whole lot. And that's because of that kind of combination of implementing private label and implementing services. So we've been able to protect ourselves and still promote and be competitive price-wise and all the other things because we have services and because we have private label as well that help offset some of the pricing competition with some of those vendors.
Yeah. I'm fascinated by the focus on the kind of the all natural nutrition, the eco-friendly products. That is such a priority for it culturally, which is a good thing culturally. Number one, it's a good thing that our culture is shifting, that people are caring about what they're putting in their own body.
Yeah.
But now that they've also shifted to care about these pets that have become such a part of their family, they care about what they're putting in their animals' bodies as well, right? Now, but that's not all that your franchisees and the franchise in general is known for, but it seems to also be pretty, at least from what I see, you also have a pretty heavy focus on education.
We
right?
do.
Like,
Yeah, we
tell
are
me more about that. How do
yeah.
franchisees become trusted experts?
So we have a certified pet dietitian program. It's a 3-level certification program that our franchisees go through and their staffs go through. Okay. Currently, we have over 1,700 team members across the country in the 213 locations. There's 1,700 team members that have finished at least one of those 3 phases of that educational platform.
Oh, wow. So they have to go through this to be certified to be a franchisee.
So all franchisees go through and have to become a certified dietitian, which is that top tier.
Yeah.
But even their frontline staff members have to go through it.
Seriously? Okay.
They don't have to get to that top level because that's a pretty extensive effort to get to that, but they have to go through at least tier 1 and ideally tier 1 too. So
that's great.
And it's part of it's just intro to nutrition, but then you get more and more specific, and literally we train more than somebody that's going to dental school in terms of nutrition. So our certified pet dietitians are that knowledgeable in terms of their understanding of education. We actually have a training program for vet offices.
Holy smokes, no kidding.
So
that really is next level. That's amazing.
Yeah. So the idea is, hey, we want people to come to us because we're the experts. So how do you defend against an Amazon play? How do you defend against the online e-com play? You're the place where people go to get reliable information, and you have product that fit that niche.
Yeah. Do you guys see any of your franchisees employees, like the part-time staff and those that are working it, that do any of them do they desire to become a franchisee and pursue that kind of top level dietitian certification? Like, how does that work?
Even the customers do. That's actually interesting. Yeah, our first franchisee that we actually ever signed back in 2008, or actually second franchisee, was actually a customer of the store. That was one of the prototype stores. Yeah. But yeah, when in terms of the employees, absolutely. You get to that place where they start thinking, hey, maybe they can't open their own storefront because of the capital, but they're like, can I offer nutrition advice? Can I be a dietitian? And actually, is there another avenue that way? So it definitely leads to it. We have a lot of store managers, both on the franchisee side and the corporate side, that are interested in owning and operating stores. So it definitely
That's how you've built something of quality, something that when they're customers and then they want to become the owner of that as well. Really built something substantial, something of worth. Now, I'm sure not all of your franchisees were previous customers, right? There's an element of like
early stages was more skewed that direction than now, for sure.
Which would be cool. But so much of your franchisees, anytime I work with a candidate, I've never worked with a candidate and moved them toward a pet related business if they're not passionate about it.
Oh, for sure.
There's gotta be this passion, this mission. So tell me about that. Tell me about the importance of mission in attracting franchise owners and really customers today.
Yeah, that's a great question. So the whole idea of mission-driven business, actually, it was probably 2009. It was early stages. I saw the future of the industry as not being necessarily natural pet food, because I thought eventually every store would carry natural, and that would be the standard. And that's actually what's happened right now. If the product's not natural, it's like, what is it even in the store for? But I thought that trend would eventually be there. And I was like, actually, the future of this business and the strength of this business will be some kind of passion-driven, purpose-driven business strategy.
Yeah.
So that was part of the reason for the nutrition focus and dietitian side of it. That's actually why we actually changed our name in 2011 from Nature's Pet to Earthwise Pet.
Okay.
Specifically to realizing that sustainability and so there's a much larger play in terms of the purpose-driven side. I actually went and got my MPA specifically to understand mission-driven business from University of Washington.
Seriously, wow.
Yeah, but what we did was when we shifted that.
Shout out to University of Washington.
Yeah. Shout out to the Huskies. Go Dogs. Yeah.
There you go.
We're not very happy right now with what's happening with the quarterback. Other than that, we're good. But the mission-driven side, it just became a passion. And there's a cultural component to that in our headquarters team with our franchisees. We can't just focus on these things with people. We got to focus on these things with our companion family members as well. That's really the forefront on that. So when I say purpose driven now, it's we want to be the place to go for pet care services, and we want to make sure that we're doing it in a sustainable and not just eco-friendly sustainable, but also a business model sustainability method, so that it's something that lasts and that we can continue to put this mission forth to help better the lives of our pets. I think you have to have a purpose driven business at this point. I think if you don't, you're commoditized, and AI is probably going to replace you.
And it's got to be more than, like, your purpose has to be more than because I want to make a bunch of money.
No, you have to believe it. You have to believe in what the purpose is. And our franchisees now are passionate about their pets. They are family members to them. Most of the focus is on dogs and cats, just to be clear, companion animals. Partially because there's a passion component to that, but also that's where my passion is. So.
What's like the weirdest companion animal you've seen?
Oh man. Okay, I got one for you.
Okay.
So we had a franchisee that was in Texas, and their companion animals become famous actually. So,
like armadillos down there. What?
They did sloth rescue.
What?
Yes.
That's crazy.
So they actually rescued sloths that from areas that were either
no way
station, that kind of thing. And so they actually had 2 sloths in their store that were their companion animals. Yeah. And so
that's amazing.
I actually have a picture of myself holding a sloth. Sandy was amazing. What an amazing animal that she was. But it was it's wild.
They didn't feel alone anymore. You felt loved.
I mean, I didn't expect to hear sloth as my answer.
That's great. As soon as you said Texas, my mind's going, oh, you're about to say like wild hogs. Where's this going right now?
I have funny stories when I lived in Florida about that.
That's awesome. My goodness. Yeah. Okay. So you talked a little bit about the certification and the training that they all go through. Now, for someone watching this, whether they're watching it live right now, or they're watching it later, 6 months, 12 months down the road, whenever, and let's say they're watching, they have no experience in the pet industry. You've talked about the certification stuff, but what does the full preparation for a new franchisee look like in order for them to be successful and as a business owner with Earthwise, in order to really, what we're talking about, capture America's obsession with pets? How do you help prepare them?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a turnkey play. We don't expect you to have pet industry experience. We don't expect you to have even business management experience.
Oh, really?
So there's a lot of training involved from start to finish. We have a whole project management process of training that's includes in person, it includes on site, it includes remote. We have actually a Earthwise University play where there's a full curriculum program for the nutrition as well as customer service training, sales upskilling.
So it's not just training on pets and nutrition. It's how to run a business.
Elements. That's a whole thing. It has to be. That's when you're bringing people in that may be leaving corporate America and have never run a business before. We have from all walks of life. We have everything from your CPAs who you would expect to be in there to your firefighters and teachers. It's just a whole gamut. And the fact that we have a couple of different models too. We have a mobile version. We have a storefront salon. We have a storefront kind of Earthwise full concept. So there's different economic components to it too, and so different levels of investment and comfort and risk.
Awesome. Firefighters. You've had firefighters come in as franchisees. Was their companion their Dalmatians? That's what my assumption is.
Touche. I think they had Bernese Mountain Dogs. So I don't think not quite the Dalmatians.
Oh man, that's so good. But you say, so you said that. So what do you guys expect of potential franchisees? What are some of the things that they do need to have or bring to the table in order to be an owner? Because you said like there should be some kind of business ownership training. And to be frank, a lot of franchise systems do not offer that. They're expecting you to come with some kind of previous
ownership. Makes it easier on the franchisor, right?
Yeah, exactly. It really is. But what ultimately do you guys do expect?
Yeah, no, what we look for actually, because we're a passion industry, because the most important component to a franchisee's success, besides being well capitalized, is there is alignment with the customer. Our customers want to know who the owners are. Yeah, we have multi-unit franchisees, but they still want to know that the owner of that franchise, even area, pets. And so there's a component where they have to obviously love pets. That's a key component. They also have to be, if they are going to be an owner-operator situation, we actually vet the way that they would present themselves. And I don't mean like attractiveness. Are they good?
What does that mean?
Yeah. So are they good with people? Can they make people feel at home? Are they going to be empathetic and compassionate when, their dogs gets a bad cut? Something where you have to make a phone call and be empathetic with what happened, or are they going to be jerks about it and
that's fair. That's good.
And drive their business in the hole? And then the other component is what we look for also is are they good managing people? So they may not have to have business management experience, but they certainly have to have
leadership,
managing other people and leadership.
Yeah. Do you care about people? And do you care about people enough to care about the things that they care about? That's how you capture your part of this incredible obsession America has with their pets. Is do you care about the person enough to care about what they care about, which is their companion animal, which is their pet, which is a part of their family. You care about them like as if they were your own. That's what leads to that loyalty, that loyal customer base that Earthwise seems to be built upon. Right. We have an extremely
loyal customer base. In fact, most of our franchisees after year 3 don't advertise anymore. At all. It's literally loyalty and referrals from existing customers.
Seriously. That's awesome.
The recurring revenue side of the loyalty is unbelievable because you have 2 components that are very much loyalty drivers. One of them is grooming and one of them is pet food. Those 2 hooks.
Grooming, pet food. Yeah.
Those 2 hooks are extremely strong loyalty drivers.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk scalability then to wrap up, because you mentioned that many owners, they start with one, right? But you mentioned you have some multi-unit expansion too. So what does that path look like for some of your top operators?
Yeah, we have actually a lot of multi-unit owners. Yeah. I was actually just looking at it a second ago. We have 43 currently multi-unit franchisees and about 26, let's see, I have a percentage here. 54% of our stores are owned by multi-unit owners.
54, so more than half. Okay, awesome. Do they start that way, or does everyone start?
No, they start as usually single stores. They do oftentimes in the early stages buy a multi-pack kind of a thing with a development schedule. But in terms of scalability, we've over the years, as the industry has changed, we've shifted the model to improve scalability as well. So there's certain components of the business that are really fast scaling, and there's some that are more methodical over time. Yeah. So our kind of flagship Earthwise Pet, where it's the nutrition center and the wellness spa all together, there's CapEx involved, there's finding leases, and in the real estate markets we have and everything else, there's a lot of constraints on how fast you can scale.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But our mobile side scales really fast, and our standalone grooming salons can also scale really fast because you're in a footprint size that has a lot more availability in the commercial real estate market, and you don't need to be in a great center. It can be a destination play. Yeah. And so there's a faster scaling. So typically, the way we do it now, and in our new FDD that's coming out, it's every single new brick and mortar store is required to have at least one mobile grooming van.
Okay. Yeah.
So when they sign a franchise agreement, they're within 90 days, they're already operating their business in the mobile side. So they're already there. By the time they sign a lease.
It's just like what Chick-fil-A does.
It is. Same kind of concept. By the time they actually open their store, they're going to have 2 vans likely before they open their doors. And the intent is that they're cash flowing enough from those 2 vans where all their fixed costs for the storefront are already covered.
So really? Dang.
Yeah, so that's the objective. Is we designed it in such a way where you're mitigating risk like crazy, right?
Yeah.
So it's just, and your van's driving all over the place advertising the store.
Yeah.
So from a scaling
is
side,
is that Groom Bar or is Groom Bar? Do you want to speak about that a little bit?
The mobile vans are Groom Bar branded. The storefronts are Earthwise, except for the grooming departments inside of them are branded Groom Bar.
Okay.
So there's all the grooming related stuff is Groom Bar. So
makes sense.
even though you're driving around with a Groom Bar, the store also is branded Groom Bar inside. But the idea is from a scalability, it's mobile storefront, and then you can do hub and spokes play in a market and really expand pretty quickly.
Yeah. Is Groom Bar just included in Earthwise Pet, or is it a separate franchise with its own franchise fee and own FDD and all those kinds of things?
So the new FDD that's coming out, it's one FDD that has 3 different components. So you can do a mobile play, you can do a mobile plus, which is mobile plus essentially a grooming salon, or you can do mobile plus the full Earthwise.
Gotcha.
But it's all in one FDD now instead of separated out. But the mobile is still, it's territory protected. You can just do mobile if you want to do
good.
mobile.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to do the storefront. So it's additive, but you don't have to go the other way.
Yeah, that's so good. Mike, thanks so much. I want to be mindful of your time, our audience time too. Thanks for being a part of this and everything. And friends, if you're watching this right now or even later on and you want to learn more about Earthwise and Groom Bar and you want to see if maybe this is the right fit for you, you've been looking for something where you can make a lot of money while also being super passionate about what you're doing and the services and products you're providing to a community, those can be intertwined here with Earthwise Pet. All you got to do right now is just type WISE in the chat. Type WISE in the chat, either here on Facebook or later on YouTube, or wherever you're watching this from. Type WISE. We'll reach out, get a conversation going, and see if this might work for you or not. But either way, type WISE in the chat. Mike, while they're doing that, before you wrap up, can you say, my last question is this: what's one piece of advice that you would give to a future franchise owner who wants to enter an industry that's not only booming but meaningful? What's one last piece of advice you'd give them?
Piece of advice I would give is passion doesn't always equal profits. I think one of the things I always suggest is do something that you're good at before you do something that you're passionate with. And if you can find that you're passionate at something you're good at, it's a winner.
Oh, wow. That's great. Holy smokes. Yeah, that's really good. Do something you're good at. And if it's something you can also be passionate about, that's where you should invest your life. That's great, man. That's spot on. So, Mike, again, thanks for being a part of this. Thanks for your time, my friend. And I greatly appreciate it. Excited to do some work with you guys and to help send the right people to you. Franchising, we believe, is really successfully built upon the right fit. And so I want to make sure Earthwise continues to do that and want to be part of it. So thanks again for being a part of this.
Perfect. Thanks, Jared. Appreciate it.
All right. See y'all. Bye.
If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with anyone who's ready to take that next step in franchise ownership. For more resources and personalized franchise guidance, visit us online at businessallianceinc.com. Let's help you franchise your future. See you next time.